Now, for maybe the most difficult part, but of course we made it easy for you, is this joinery right here that you cannot see. But I'm going to take you in the drawing and we'll look at what that looks like and how we can achieve it. I have taken a whole completed table. Look at how far ahead we are. This is great. This is the way this joins up. Each of these stretchers intersects with one another, and that's what it looks like. It is bananas. It's so good. It's really tricky to cut. However, we have made it easy for you. So that we understand what's going on, we got to figure out where we're going to put this in the saw, how we're going to do it, and we got to cut this groove out. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to measure from this point here to the start of that cut. That's, if I can get it arranged, 7 1/4. So I'm going to take this down here. I'm going to take this piece, I'm going to mark, and I'm doing it like this, but you're just going to use a tape measure. Go 7 1/4. That is the beginning of this angle right here. What angle is this? Well, it's 120 degrees, of course, because we've got these going around. So let's take a look at that. I'm going to take this guy. I'm going to rotate it 120 degrees. Last time I checked, that was 360 divided by 3. And I'm going to put it right there. That's where it goes. What's going to happen when you cut it is that this is going to slide into there, and we got to cut that groove. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do to make it easy. I'm going to put this here. There's my line so I can guide it in. We do not want to just have it right at that edge, otherwise it won't be a very good joint. We're going to go in by another, oh man, I don't know, 1/8. Let's go 1/8. That didn't work out at all, did it? Try this one more time. I'm going to go to there and then further by 1/8. Okay? And you can see what that looks like. The trick here is that if we go too far, it's going to make this really weak. If we don't go far enough, it won't actually create a dado for it. So I'm going to actually go halfway. It's only a 16th. There we go. And now if I take this guy and trace this shape, this is what we're actually trying to cut out. Okay? And if I erase that, there it is. Don't do that to your piece. There we are. There's my shape I want to cut out. You don't have to trace any of this. It's already set up for you. I just wanted to take you through what we're actually going to do. So now let's head back over to our wonderful dado saw and see what's happened. Oh my gosh, it's a new jig. Look at how nice this is. So no measuring because there's a block over here that you put your square end against. Now I'm going to turn around as if you were using it. We're learning here. And what we've learned is that people still don't look. It's really important. I think I even wrote it down here. When you come down here, yep, this one right here. With help from one of us, use a small jig. You'll notice that one's smaller on the saw and cut that joint at 30 degrees, which is the bevel of the blade. I'll get to that in a moment. On each stretcher, make sure that the joiner that we cut earlier is facing down. Let's see, how consistent am I? Oh, it's great. You can see here that that joiner is facing down. If you do it the other way, you will have a table going the wrong way, which will not be good. So what we've done is we've taken a big marker and just drawn a line here. So you can just take a quick peek to make sure that your angle is correct. If your angle is heading the other way, you would see that right away and you would know to flip it over. It looks like this. We've got it all set up. And now what you'll also notice about this one, and the same as this angle is drawn here, this sled, that's a 30-degree angle. So before you cut anything, we're going to rotate a wheel on the saw, and it's going to tilt that blade on a 30-degree angle, and then we're going to be set. It's going to be really tricky to get this height set just right, but we're going to do that for you. And you can see this hasn't been actually set the right width. That'll get cut through. Anyways, it's all going to be set. When you finally cut it, oh my gosh, you're going to go through this saw. We're now in the jig. I apologize. You're going to take this, you're going to run it through the saw, and it's going to do that. It's going to make some noise and some sawdust. And at the end of the day, you can see that little hook I was talking about earlier to make sure that gets in there. At the end of the day, you're going to have a piece that looks a little bit strange, like this. However, when you do it to all 3 of your pieces, and again, because this is a special thing, look, it's cut right there too. Oh man, and there. I can't even believe it. It's so good. When you get all these cut, and you rotate that 120 degrees, and I put this one in here, look at this. Now it's looking like a thing. 120 degrees again, and I put that there. If all goes well, they all interlock with each other. It's so good. Now, the next thing we're going to talk about is how we're actually going to glue it up. We're going to talk about that in class, but believe it or not, we've got a fixture made for this so that it's really easy and successful for you. But that is how we cut this crazy looking dado in each of these pieces.